Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Young What If It podcast. I'm going to hand over to your hosts, who are not only sexy and handsome, but also extremely smart. Please welcome Kehan, Jake, and Harry. Fucking love this podcast, but I'm off now to beat Big Don and Sleepy Joe at Mario Kart. So I will catch you all on the flippity flop.
How have your weeks been?
Yeah, my week's been a bit hectic.
Whoa! Hold up. We have an eventful week from Kehan for the first time in 6 episodes.
Tell your story.
Yeah.
Eventful mainly because projects and being behind on quite a few calls, so it's basically been a massive rush job. Because on our ticketing system, if you don't hit the refresh button, you don't get the notifications. So I just play this like weird. I trick myself. I gaslight myself into believing that nothing else is coming for me. And if I don't hit the refresh button, the tickets don't exist. But then I hit the refresh button and I was like, Jesus, it's a lot worse than it is. So then I was just like on a mad dash to reply to people and fix their stuff, and it's been hella stressful. There's literally been 3 days of internal crying, and I'm going to tell myself to never do this again.
But you're going to do it again, aren't you?
I know for a fact.
Do it tomorrow.
No. I need to keep it down. There's nothing more depressing than seeing the number 50 next to your name or how many tickets you have.
What about you, Harry? You had a busy week?
I watched a Nick Cage film, and I went to the cinema last night. Yeah. I watched a film called Prisoners of the Ghostland. Still not sure what it's about. It's a really weird... Yeah.
What's the premise?
Okay.
The title sounds a bit strange.
From what I understand, Nick Cage is So, for some reason, he's in this part of the world where, like, Japanese culture and, like, the Wild West have merged for some reason. And he's robbing a bank. And the guy he's robbing the bank with goes, like, nuts and starts murdering people. And Nick Cage is like, "What are you doing?" And he gets arrested. And there's, like a sheriff of the town sort of thing, but he's just a bit creepy. And his granddaughter runs off. And there's this, like, tribe of people living in, like, a wasteland outside of this town. And she runs off and goes missing out there. And he's like, Nick Cage, in order for your freedom, you have to go and get my granddaughter. And he gives him this suit, and it's got, like, these glowing balls around the neck. There's one on each of his arms, and then one by each of his testicles. And he says, the sheriff guy's like, okay, so you've got 3 days to find her. And then you get an additional 2 days when she speaks her name into this device that he's got on his arm. So he's got 5 days in total to find her and bring her back. And he said, if you have any thoughts about killing her, one of these bombs will go off, either on your arms or around your neck. And if you try to, like, do anything sexual with her, one of your testicles will be blown off. Which happens. Spoiler alert. One of his balls gets blown off, and he pulls it out of his suit. And then later on in the film, he's trying to escape the ghost land with this girl. There's just a part where he gets up in front of this town of people and just screams the word testicle. It was so bizarre. But there's like this story, like there's posters and stuff in the background, and it's very clear that there's a deeper story to it, but you have to sort of like dig for it.
I'm looking at the synopsis now, and you described it just in more detail than they did. So I think the people professionally made to do synopsises didn't miss, or had the same gauge as you do.
But then last night I went to go see Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods.
Good?
I thought it was alright. Like, there's a lot of people online saying it's dog shit, but to be honest, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's not the best superhero film in the world, but it's better than half the shit Marvel's been cranking out recently. Out of a fight between the chap that Jason Statham plays in the film Crank or Ghost Rider?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
wins that fight? Like in
Ghost
an actual
Rider.
fight?
Yeah,
That's
but he's got
superpowers.
superpowers. What?
Well, so does
That's not the same
Crank.
equivalent. No,
Yeah,
he
that-
isn't.
Don't fucking compare the two.
Don't
Whoa, whoa.
compare the two.
I swear
No,
he does.
No,
No,
it's
he
just
just
if his
has a
heart.
thing attached to his heart.
Yeah, if his heart stops, he dies. No.
No,
That is
it's,
true. But it's if his
no,
adrenaline
yeah.
drops or something, he dies. So he has to like go
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
in the
it's-
streets and shit.
it's basically like the movie Speed, and if it goes below a certain BPM, his heart just goes kaput and just blows up.
Well, that's a bit fucking weird.
Shall we move into news stories?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Man hospitalized after zebra attack in Ohio.
In Ohio.
Yes. So, you know, there's the meme of like Florida man does whatever. Ohio is becoming that place. So, a man was taken to hospital after he was attacked by a zebra in Ohio. Now, in Ohio, zebras are not
Yep.
included in the Department of Agriculture's list of dangerous and wild animals. So, that means that like anyone can keep them as pets. This one turned aggressive. Law enforcement got a call from a guy saying that he'd had his arm bitten off by a zebra. They said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, there's a aggressive zebra, and it's bit my arm off. And you know, send a chopper," is one of his words. And I have the 911 call ready for you.
What's going on?
I got attacked by a zebra.
You got attacked by a what?
Send the squad quick.
Okay,
What?
what attacked you?
A zebra.
A zebra?
Oh,
Yeah,
poor
the
handler.
horn.
Okay, is there anybody with you that's injured or just you?
It's just me right now.
Okay, where's the zebra at?
In the field with me. I got a car here.
Okay,
Send
is
the
your arm...
chopper.
Okay, we're starting to medic
Send the
now.
chopper.
Listen, is your arm still attached?
Get to the chopper for a
You what?
zebra.
Did he bite your
Do
arm?
what?
Did he...
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, is it still
Oh,
attached?
hell yeah.
Still attached. Still attached.
Huh.
Is it still attached, sir?
Come before it gets me again.
Come
That's horrendous.
again.
Don't forget me again, goddammit.
Send a chopper.
Send the chopper.
So, police officers get there, and it just starts going at them. Unfortunately, they did shoot it and kill it. The officer
No.
said that they shouted at the zebra, but it didn't seem to back down, so they shot it. So apparently, in America, rules for people also apply to zebras.
Rules
So-
are rules, Harry. This is why I follow
Rules are
science.
rules. Apparently, the end conclusion was that the zebra was a male, and it was acting aggressively as they were getting too close to the female zebras.
If I was in America and I was looking for weird shit to keep, why not a zebra? It's just a horse.
It's clearly not a fucking horse. It bit someone's
just-
arm.
Horses are
Yeah, but-
bitey, though.
Yeah, but if you go up to a hippopotamus in the wild and you go near its babies, that motherfucker's gonna bite you. Any wild animal.
Hippos are rampantly dangerous animals.
Why are you going
You've
near a
got-
hippo?
Cows.
You've not.
Cows in the wild will attack you if you go near their babies. Any wild animal will do that. Why?
But
are
it
they
said
surprised?
ladies, not babies.
Yeah, it was female zebras it was protecting.
All right.
You shouldn't keep wild animals that aren't native to your land as pets, and then
Why?
be surprised when they do. You can keep one. I'm not saying you shouldn't keep them. I'm just saying then be surprised when they do aggressive shit or things that you don't expect.
No, that whole part of the native land. No, I don't stand for
You
that.
can't
because,
just shout no.
All right. No, I'm saying no because you put the line in there. Things that are not native, right?
Yeah.
A badger will fuck you up.
Yeah, but there's
Right.
general knowledge of badgers in the UK.
What do you mean? You don't need. Right, anyone has the general knowledge that wild animals are unpredictable. If you don't, and you get killed by a wild animal, that's your problem, alright?
Nah,
I feel like we need to start introducing these rules
What?
of general stupidity. If you're going to be stupid, and you die, that's your problem.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Exactly. That's between you and God. Right. Okay then, Jake. Answer me this, right? Who are you gonna call when you get hit by a buffalo?
Ghostbusters.
A bison. Sorry. Who are you gonna call?
I don't know where they're native to.
I'm presuming I'll be dead, to be honest.
Here's the thing, though. They were native to the UK. Then they were not. Now they're bringing them back. There are currently bisons up north. They're trying to reintroduce them, right? Who are you gonna call? Who's the specialist, Jake? Answer me that.
I'm gonna find out who's reintroducing those bisons and be like, well, one, Mr. Reintroducing bison.
The normal person's not doing that, Jake. Because
you'll have to call for Kent Wildlife Trust and the Wildwood Trust.
There you go. It took Harry 3 seconds to Google that. And if I'm binging it, I'm getting that in too. So.
I'm binging it. Alright. Keep that energy when it's charging at you. It's like, hold on 1 second. Let me just search Bing for who I need to call for this. While it absolutely steamrolls you through.
Who wants to go next?
Cool. So I've got 2. Number one's my out in the field report that I've been known to do. This one's just a cheeky, quick one, and I should have had my Yeah What of It podcast stab vest on this morning. There's quite a large homeless population in it. There's some bins by my office, and I look out on the street all the time, just seeing Wagwan, right? And I heard some shouting. And I was like, "What's going on here?" And I look out, and there's some people who clearly enjoy a bit of the old crackaroony.
Oh yeah.
Just chilling outside the office, and they looked to go like underneath to where our bins were, but we sort of stared down at them like, "No, you can't go down there." And they were like, whatever, right?
Hang on. So you and your colleagues are hanging out of a window, shouting down at crack addicts per bin.
We didn't shout at them.
Oi,
they
get
went
off
to go
that.
underneath, and I just went, "You can't go down there, mate." And they were like, and then
Okay,
they just sort of walked off, right? And there was 4 of them, and it's going to be very important that crack addicts 1, 2, 3, and 4, right?
Okay.
Just need to establish the characters now.
Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. Yeah.
There we go. Right? They went off into this corner on the street. They wasn't like round a corner. The street just made like a lightning bolt shape, and it was a small one as well. So there's just a zigzag, and they just went to the corner.
Okay.
Watch them sit down. They're all just chattering away, and Raphael pulls out this backpack.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, what the fuck are they doing?
From where?
And they're from. It was on his back. He just pulled it out in front of them, right?
Yeah.
And they're all like getting around, just pulling shit out their pockets. I was like, that's crack. They're doing crack in the street. But then Leonardo, being the leader as he is, did something really, really respectful. And
Okay.
he pulled out a bright blue blanket and he flicked it in the air, right? And he made a tent, just like he did with that rainbow parachute thing when you were in school.
Oh yeah.
And the crack addicts made themselves a little tent, and they're just doing their shit underneath there, and we're just watching to see what goes on. And then they're in there for a good 5-10 minutes, and then all bar Mikey just stand up, pack their shit away, and leave. And Mikey's just sat in like a Slav squat, just rocking, staring at the wall. Like, for fuck, he's just picking stones off the floor and shit. It was really, really weird.
Too much ooze.
Too much ooze. There we go. So I was watching crack addicts play the parachute game. It turns out you're never too old to do it. My actual news story, right? So I've got some questions for you guys.
Okay.
I'm just gonna reel these off real quickly because Bing, good old Bing,
Yeah.
came through and was like, "Hey Jake, have you ever heard of unsuccessful criminals?" And I was like, "Of course I have." And I want to know if you guys think you can do any better than these. So I'm gonna reel them off real quick.
Okay.
So 2 criminal masterminds planned their heist carefully. They knew where the courier was going to be. They were going to have a suitcase full of cash. They waited for his car to pass them on like a dirty street. They pursued him at high speed, shooting at the vehicle until he was forced to pull over. The armed robbers held him at gunpoint. They took his case. They sped away, right? Back at their secret hideout, the bandits prepared to force the locks and spring the cash. That's when they noticed they robbed his first aid kit at gunpoint. Right?
There's a big difference.
There is. The police spokesman, Johann Steinlitz, said if there was an award for the dumbest crooks, they certainly would be in the running. But even though they did not get what they were after, they're still investigated for armed robbery or attempted armed robbery and endangering lives. Luckily, the courier was not harmed, which is good.
Okay, I think I could 100% do that better because I know the difference between a case full of cash and a first aid kit.
First aid kits are a different colour to a briefcase or a storage container.
Yeah, they're
Like
usually either like
yellow.
green, red, yellow, and some of them are like see-through,
Yeah.
so you can see like
Yeah.
bandages
I mean,
and stuff.
They've also normally got the word first aid kit written on them, or the little plus sign.
The plus
Well,
sign.
yeah, the massive fucking white plus sign.
Exactly. Now, this one I was surprised about. Me and Kehan are always surprised how people have such audacity and where they get it from. I mean, these guys must have stolen theirs because two Greek thieves, right, ambushed a supermarket employee as he was taking cash from the shop to the bank.
Mhm.
All right. They jumped out of bushes and threw two big bags of ketchup on the front window of his car to make him forced to a stop.
Oh,
Right.
shit. Okay, yeah.
Clever, yeah. Then, the single man fought his attackers, who managed to flee on a motorcycle with 280 quid out of the 97 grand he was carrying.
What?
So they had two massive bags of ketchup.
Yeah.
So they,
Yeah.
they clearly prepared for it. They launched
Yeah.
at his car. He couldn't see, so he stopped. He's then got out, and they've tried to fight 2v1. They've tried to fight him,
Mm.
and they've managed
Yeah.
to nick 280 quid from him out of 97 grand.
They literally
Right.
just 2 bags of ketchup and a dream, didn't they?
Exactly,
Literally.
they did. Right, the final one is just a great great tip on British people. Bank customers cashed in after bungling staff. So at a Lloyd's TSB in Grays, Essex,
Mm.
they accidentally put 20 quid notes in the £10 slot.
Okay.
When people
Right.
noticed this,
Oh, yeah.
they were emptying their bank accounts.
Yeah.
Right, just emptying it in £10 notes, right, as
Yeah,
much as they
yeah,
could. They were so much so
Absolutely.
they were calling their friends to come down and do it too. Right, after 45 minutes, oh no, that was it. A sign asking customers not to use the ATM was torn down. After 45 minutes, staff had to turn the ATM off. So my amazing criminals, do you think you could have done better than that?
Well, that one, you don't really have to do anything. You just have to be
You
quick
don't
about it.
really- Yeah, you just have to be fast with the beep 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 beep, smash it in the old numbers.
Yeah, I can put my pin in pretty quick.
Yeah.
Dope. So I'm going to challenge you both to prove this.
I'm not
I
robbing a
found that-
Lloyd's.
I found a heist we can do.
Right,
I've got many available dates. We'll stop here, then we'll go into London, and we're going to try and steal £1 million from a hypothetical bank.
What is
Right.
your news story this week?
Because I didn't have anything planned, I thought I will combine one of my daily activities into my news section. So little
Okay.
rundown, a little pretext. I have like a ritual during the day. So as soon as I get in the morning, I'm on the website called The Verge, and I'm just looking at all the tech stuff, see who's doing something crazy. Then about lunchtime, I go on a website called thisiswhyimbroke.com because they sell absolutely
Top-tip website.
outlandish things. Yeah, they sell outlandish things, and I just like seeing what's on there. And then
Okay.
nearer to the end of the day, I go on a website called The Onion. don't
Oh,
know
I
if
love
any
The
of you-
Onion.
There you
Yeah.
go. Right, I love looking at The Onion, and then it sparked in my head. So I have 8 news headlines. Some I've completely made up and pulled it out my ass,
Mm.
and some of them are actual news headlines that I found by just searching for something vague, and then just stuck the word news on the end. So it's your job. We're gonna play a little game.
Is it true? Is it bullshit? Only Kehan knows. Let's play.
Headline numero uno is teenager fined £100 feeding a chip to a pigeon.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that's
Is this
real.
Real or fake?
I'm going true.
Are you both going real?
I'm going true.
Or okay, that is correct. It was reported by ITV News that a child in one of the boroughs in London got fined 100 quid feeding a pigeon a chip. Headline 2: Two-headed shark found off the coast of Australia.
Fake. I'm going to go fake news. I want to split the score.
I'm going true.
Okay, you go true. That is something I just made up on the spot.
Fuck.
That
Yes, it is.
that is not real.
I
Threw the
swear.
Australia bit there because that's where all the craziness
That
happens.
sounds quite accurate, yeah.
Police in Germany rescue man chased by baby squirrel.
I'm saying that's false.
I think that's false too.
That is a real headline.
You're kidding.
The police sent out a patrol car to help, but luckily the chase ended with the baby squirrel curled up and fell asleep.
Ah, didn't need police for that though, did it?
News story headline number 4. Canadian zoo fined after taking bear out for ice cream.
I'm going to say that's true.
I'm gonna say true.
That is true.
Yes.
That is real. It was reported by The Guardian. Apparently there's video evidence of it happening, but I couldn't find the video in the short time I had while I was making this. Title number 5. Elderly woman trains 65 cats to steal from her neighbours.
Oh, I'm saying that's false. That's a lot of cats.
I'm going to say false as well. They say that the expression herding cats, and I feel like 65 is an amount you
Never heard that expression before.
Have you never heard the phrase,
No.
it's like herding cats? It means it's really difficult.
Yeah, that is a phrase.
I've never heard that before. Right, that headline is completely false. And headline number 6. Camel survives after losing half of its body.
I'm gonna say true.
I'm going to go false.
That is a fake news story.
Ah,
news.
why would it be real? Half a body. What?
Depends
Fuck's
which way you
sake.
split it.
I've got a
basing
degree.
That, I'm basing that purely off this picture that went viral. Number 7. Skittles used instead of salt to help clear ice and snow from roads in Canada.
False.
I'm going to go with true.
You're gonna go with true.
Yeah.
I wish you say true.
Well, because I know that when
Can't change it now.
in grit in the UK, it's not just salt that they sprinkle; they mix it with molasses because it sticks and helps melt things.
Oh, didn't even know that one.
Yeah, there you go. A little fact
Oh,
about gritting.
wow. How are you feeling about your answer, Jake?
I think it's false unless they're sour Skittles, because I think the citric acid would do something, or it's called. But no, I'm sticking false.
That is a fake news story. I made that completely up.
Just to clarify,
So
you
that's-
have a degree and I failed a BTEC.
How's that degree paying off?
I didn't go to uni and I played with guns.
Right, final one. Criminal farts so loudly he gives away his hiding place.
True.
That is true.
Immediately.
That is correct. That is a
Yes.
that is a real story. It was in America. The original story on social media from its local sheriff department, who related on that smelly incident. Jake is the winner.
Jake wins. Show me what you got.
Right, should we spin the wheel for this week?
Let's
Yeah.
spin the wheel.
Number 40 is...
Oh no.
Who would win in a fight between RoboCop and Inspector Gadget?
Are we talking they're both gunning to kill? They'll do anything to win. They're not going to hold back because they're both friendly people.
Yeah, the see him red.
Which
I think,
Inspector Gadget?
as in the cartoon
no.
or the...
There's the cartoon, or there's the live action, where Matthew Broderick was the Inspector Gadget.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with live action, because RoboCop is live action.
Oh, we're going with the live action... Oh, we going new RoboCop or old RoboCop?
Let's go with classic.
I think...
Do we need a recap of RoboCop's abilities?
Go
He
on
has a
then.
gun.
I'm pretty sure he's just got a gun and he doesn't shoot people.
Okay, so he has superhuman strength, He has advanced intellect, partially because he's, cyborgy boy.
Yeah.
He's got an anti-ballistic carbon frame and titanium plates, and he has enhanced motor and sensory capabilities. In terms of weapons, he's strong boy and he has gun.
And then
So he's
Go
still
Gadget.
weak to lasers, though, wouldn't he?
I don't
As
know.
anti-ballistic, you could still get lasered. Inspector Gadget has the laser finger. He also has a snow gun, if I remember correctly.
But
you
never go in
freeze
live
him.
action.
I'm sure he
Okay.
still has the laser finger in the live action.
So, as far as I can tell, his basic set is he has the gadget neck, where he just stretches his neck. That's it.
Go Gadget neck.
He has gadget arms, which can stretch long distances.
Yeah.
Gadget legs, which, believe it or not, also stretch long distances. And a bit of a curveball here, a gadget copter, which is a helicopter that emerges from his hat.
Yeah,
So that-
Gadget cock.
Go gadget cock.
I'm sure he had the old laser finger.
Without anything, all of the extra gadgety stuff, right? Essentially, what would happen is Inspector Gadget would go Gadget copter, fly up in the air, and then just long kick Inspector.
Oh, he with his
well,
big ass legs.
just
Yeah.
kick the shit out of
RoboCop.
RoboCop, while RoboCop then tried to shoot him. I think that's a RoboCop win right there, because he's got a gap,
If he's got laser fingers.
right? But that little laser is going to try and cut through ballistic plating. It's going to take him a while. If I shoot your laser
but-
finger off, then
Yeah,
you
but
can't laser
ballistic
me.
plate-
That's true.
But ballistic plating is for physical damage. You are not doing physical damage. This is a laser.
He has finger gadgets, of which are a flashlight, a skeleton key, a laser, a pen, a
Yeah.
screwdriver, a drill bit, a snow gun, a corkscrew, a water pistol, and a whistle. And they can be interchanged to also be a balloon inflator, a bubble blower, a breath freshener, a lighter, a Pez dispenser, for some reason, a pair of scissors, and toothpaste.
I changed my mind now. Inspector Gadget's going to use his Phillips head screwdriver finger
Just
to take
dismantle him.
just take apart.
Yeah, if you look at images of the classic RoboCop, he does have like nuts and bolts on him, so that could.
Mate, he's taken apart by Phillips head.
Yeah, if Gadget can deal with the super strength and stuff long enough, he could use his stretchy limbs to, wrap him up Mr. Fantastic style, and then undo the screws so his arms just fall off. My thing is though, so RoboCop's got like a metal exterior. If we polish RoboCop enough, would the laser bounce off?
Good question, well presented.
Just turn him into a fucking mirror man.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how strong the laser is versus how shiny and reflective the surface is.
So I've googled it.
It was basically a fucking
I've googled it, and the general consensus. Just going to preface what I'm about to say. We're not scientists. None of us here. I've just fucking googled this. But the general Google consensus is that yes, it bounces. However, if it's intense enough to cut something, it will bounce for a little while. But because there's so much heat going with the laser, the mirror will deform over time. RoboCop could possibly do it for a while, but it all just depends on how powerful old Gadget's laser is.
I'm gonna say Inspector Gadget wins.
I think he's got more
Right.
utility, doesn't he, than RoboCop?
and just
He does.
man shoot.
Well, hang on, I think he's a cyborg, Inspector Gadget.
Is he? I thought he was just full robot.
He's a cyborg in the old movie. I don't know what he is in the TV show.
Gadget is a cyborg, and he activates his abilities by saying "Go Go Gadget" and then naming something. Well, according to a 1991 trading card, Inspector Gadget was an ordinary police inspector who fell down a flight of stairs after slipping on a banana peel. When he woke up, he had more than 13,000 crime-fighting gadgets attached to his body.
That's a workplace prank and a half, isn't it?
It is a bit, isn't it? It's a bit much.
You guys.
Oh, he's got a concussion, but you know what we'll do? We'll strip his brain and his head away, and we'll place him in a cyborg body full of lasers and toothpaste. Oh, that was showing, weren't it? Oh, yeah, nice one,
But,
Steve.
It just kind of sounds like the premise for what's that?
RoboCop.
Old... No, $1 Million Man. Is it $1 Million Man? I think
We
it's
have the technology.
five.
We can rebuild him.
We can rebuild him.
It might be.
I'm 100% paying attention to the podcast, but I also found out I can buy full body metal armor on Etsy, and I was just going through it, and this one guy is displaying the armor very lovingly in the first picture, and then in the second thing, it's a video of him dancing, and it's not really showing off much maneuverability. But now you can see that, Steve.
It's terrible. There's
It
no
is.
movement. His knees can barely move.
I think we have time for one more. Do we have time for one more?
If it's a quick one, I think we can.
Roll the dice, see what happens, and if it's not quick, we'll shunt it to next week.
It's weirdly rolled to 41, which is what is Mr. Bean's true purpose on Earth? Is he an alien? Is he a spy?
Oh, he's 100% an alien. 100%.
We can't do that one today. There's too much Mr. Bean lore to get involved.
Yeah, there's too much Mr. Bean lore.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll save that one for next time.
Oh,
Green
go,
crack
Gadget!
to be.
Bean questions!
Before we go, please remember to subscribe or follow us. We are available to listen to on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. You can also now find us on our Twitter, which is @YeahWhatOfItPod, and on our Instagram, which is YeahWhatOfItPodcast, where we post updates and teasers for upcoming episodes. If you would like to get in touch with us to submit your questions and possibly have them answered on the show, you can visit our website, which is down in the description, or email us at yeahwhatofitpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you again for listening, and remember to subscribe and share with your friends.
You've been listening to the Yeah What of It podcast, #1 podcast for any old shit that you might find on the internet. We've been your hosts, Kehan.
Jake.
Harry.
I thought you guys would have, picked out that one a little slicker.
I thought Harry was going next.
I thought you were going.
That's why I said my name, just Jake. Because he can cut that and make it so much slicker now.
I'm
That's
gonna
be
leave
my
it.
name.
Okay, let's try that again.
I forgot what I said!
My name's Kehan.
Alright. No, because it sounds weird. It'll be all this random people it'll be like when you're trying to make a voicemail thing and it just cuts it randomly. It's like, thank you for calling 0777, and then it just goes, Jake, can't take your call right now. That's what it's gonna sound like. You've been listening to the Yeah What of It podcast, the #1 podcast for any old shit you might find on the internet. I've been your host, Kehan.
I've been Jake.
I am still Harry.
And as always, we'll catch you on the flip side.